Hey, and welcome back to the Treehouse Permaculture Farm. I'm Farmer Henry, and we're here today looking at our main garden, and we're turning it over for the fall. You can see that we've lightly tilled the soil, we've raked out the weeds, and we've laid down cardboard in the paths. We lay down cardboard in the paths to prevent any weeds coming up so we can do less weeding. And then we sow pretty dense greens and root vegetables in the beds. So it creates a closed canopy, which is called closed canopy gardening, to prevent any weeds coming up in the beds because there's no sunlight available to the weeds. And in these beds, we'll sow fast-growing crops like arugula and mustard, things that do really well in this heat right now. And we shouldn't have to do much weeding at all. So we'll lay down the cardboard. We have this roll of hay over here. Wave to the camera, Bergen. And we'll lay out hay like this. And the hay I find to be better for the garden because we have a lot of wood chips. We've used wood chips, but I've noticed the wood chips can cause a little chlorosis, which is a sign that the wood chips are soaking up a lot of the nitrogen in the soil, and we don't want to have to add more nitrogen. So I'd rather the wood chips break down into compost for now, and we can soak those wood chips in nitrogen in another place. And here we'll put down a lot of hay, and the hay is a grass which has more nitrogen to carbon in its ratio. So it'll actually also promote bacterial growth, which you want more in an annual garden setting instead of fungal growth, which you want more in an orchard or perennial setting. So here we are promoting bacterial growth, not fungal growth, and we are adding more nitrogen enriched mulch instead of a more carbon rich mulch. I also wanted to go over how we use fruit trees in our garden. You can see this fig tree right here. The fig tree has a little bit deeper roots than, they still have shallow roots for a tree, but they have deeper roots than the vegetables. And so they will soak up any nutrients that are going lower into the soil depth. And then you can see we have bananas, and we have peaches on the edge. And this actually creates a microclimate. I'll show you over here. I have a citrus tree. It's loaded with fruit, and it's growing right in the middle of our garden, right here. And you can see all of the citrus. This is an orange tree growing in the middle of our garden. It's soaking up the extra nutrients that are going lower into the soil depth, so we're not losing any nutrients, we're utilizing the nutrients. And the citrus trees do a lot better with compost and liquid fertilizer all around them. So we're kind of stacking our food forest here, creating multiple layers of the canopy, and we still have plenty of sunlight in this garden. We have a fruit tree here, and then I'll show you where I'm growing peaches. I have a really special microclimate, so I can go ahead and sow carrots. Carrots don't usually germinate very well in this hot weather, but they're germinating really well right here. You can see the little carrot seedlings. I also did radishes here, just in case the carrots didn't work out, but it's mostly carrots in this bed under the peach tree. So you can see this garden bed is like 3 feet away from the peach tree. I've trimmed the peach tree so that the canopy isn't too low, and it creates a nice natural shade cloth. So I know in this part of the garden I can sow seeds earlier in the fall, and this will help me get a jump start on the season. And we still got a lot of peaches from this peach tree. And then the peach tree is actually deciduous, so it will lose its leaves in the fall when we need more sunlight. So it won't create too much shade in the fall when there's less sunlight. So I really promote using deciduous trees, especially because in the summer they will have this nice foliage that allows you to grow plants that require less sunlight, less heat, more shade. So this will create a microclimate in the summer, and then it loses its leaves in the winter, so that you won't be missing out on the sunlight when you really need it. I also wanted to show you guys our bananas. These bananas are producing this year. You can see up here, it's got a bunch of little bananas on it. And these bananas are benefiting from the really rich soil in these garden beds. We have arugula coming up here. And they're also providing a microclimate this time of year, so we have good germination, and they keep producing these little banana pups. They're actually coming across the fence now from the other side of the fence. And we'll transplant these out. We'll sell these banana trees for $20, $30 each. So the bananas are creating more revenue. They're creating this microclimate. The leaves are also great as like a cardboard substitute. If you want to use the leaves instead of cardboard in the paths, this will prevent weeds from coming up pretty well, and then it'll break down into soil just like the cardboard, and it's even more organic. So we'll definitely be experimenting with that. But I just wanted to show you guys how you don't have to separate your orchard or your food forest necessarily from the garden. We do a lot of forest gardening here, and we have grapevines, and we have, here's the grapes. We have grapevines, bananas, peach trees, citrus, all around our main garden, and this garden produces year-round without any trouble. The annuals benefit from the microclimates, and the perennials benefit from the rich soil from the garden. So that's a way you can integrate instead of segregate your different food systems. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll be back with more permaculture and gardening videos soon. Farmer Bergen, Farmer Henry signing off. See you guys next time.
Bye.